So this is a very short sequence for reducing wind within the digestive area. So wind reduction sequence. And wind can be caused by foods that react inside your colon, your stomach, your small intestine, or it can be caused by swallowing air. So actually it's especially easy to end up with too much wind after a social evening where you've been eating and talking at the same time. So let's go to our mat. And these wind relieving poses are quite easy. Let's just relax for a minute. Rub the belly clockwise. So that's following the digestive path, which is up the ascending colon on the right, across the transverse, down the descending colon. Okay, up, across, down. So do that a few times. You can pull the tummy in a bit because it's actually helping to massage the convoluted small intestine in the middle as you do the clockwise action with the hands. So that in itself can be tremendously soothing and helpful. And only keep an eye out for if there's any pain, if there's any particularly sore areas, you know, be much more gentle there. Okay, then I'd like you to bring the right knee up. You can rotate the ankle, just because it's good for the ankle. We're going both ways, but pull that right thigh into the area where the ascending colon is, and bring the left toes towards you. And really pull in, okay? You might need a block behind your head to make it more comfortable. Okay, then release and do the opposite side. Left thigh pulled in, and the ankle rotations are just there because it's too good to miss an opportunity for flexing and rotating that ankle joint and making it more lubricated. Really pulling in on that left side. Okay, and then pulling both together. So you've got compression right against the digestive area. So a Vayu pose, an air pose, hopefully beginning to press enough so that the air starts to move through the digestive system. And rock from side to side. And whilst you're doing this, you can take the awareness into the belly area and actually sort of push and pull it in and push it against the thighs. So you're getting that extra compression massage. Yeah. And some more from side to side. And then we'll go into the stuffed turkey. So bring the hands between the knees and up to the insole, and simply push the knees wide and down. And they're going to be pushing here on the beginnings of the ascending colon on the right and the end of the descending colon on the left. Okay, so that's quite a good compression. And again, you can deliberately do a kind of massage, ripple action into your belly using your abdominal muscles. Okay, lovely. And then cross the ankles and do the rolling action. And of course, the more extreme the rolling action, toes nearly to floor, toes behind the head, the more compression you're going to get into belly area. Okay. And then coming up, if you could put the hands onto the belly and simply lean forward and up, and then again do those clockwise massages. And feeling the areas where you feel trapped wind. It can be very uncomfortable having bloatedness. Okay, and extend the legs. Reach out, lengthen up from the crown of the head. And down we go. Okay. So drop the chin to the chest. You'll feel the stretch here, adductor muscles, groin area, on the inside of the thighs. If you don't have to go to the toes, you can go to the shin or to the knees. What we're interested in is getting some compression into the belly area. Okay. And then release, come up. We're going to do a compression on using the floor. So let's go into the Sphinx, where the legs are parallel to each other, and the tops of the feet are flat on the floor, and the elbows are beneath the shoulders. The middle fingers are parallel to each other, going straight forward, and then push so that you're pushing through your forearms and elbows, and you're looking straight ahead. Then push the pelvis down into the floor. Okay, so that engages lower back muscles. And hold that pose, opening up the front of the chest here as much as possible, bringing the shoulder blades together and down. Okay, some easy compression there. And then let's lower down, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, so only really the tips of the middle fingers are peeping out if you're looking from above. And then extend the chin out and come up only into a relaxed cobra, where actually there's no weight going through your hands. Okay. And you can feel again compression into the belly area, as well as you're doing a wonderful back bend in the lower back, strengthening muscles around the lower back. Lovely. Keep breathing. There's a tendency to hold the breath. And then push back, open out the knees, and come into the long swan stretch or extended child pose. It's called by different names, but your knees can be wide. If you're doing it specifically to wind relieve in the belly, I put the knees together if you can, and then let the belly actually compress onto the thighs and sit back up with the heels. Okay. And then from there, let's go on to the toes and come up into downward facing dog and do the walking step action in downward facing dog. Always wonderful for stretching those hamstrings and Achilles tendons. Okay, and then easing back into it, tailbone up to the heavens, pushing through all the palm of the hand. You can feel that even weight distribution. Hopefully breathing into it. And then to come out of that, let's walk the feet towards the hands. That's it. And let's go into comfortable forward bend. You can bend the knees. You need to lock them. And if you wish, you can hold the hands across the legs, more compression into the belly area, so you're hugging your legs as you do this lovely forward bend. So forward bends are really soothing. They're great for low mood. They're great for when life is feeling a bit too much. And I'd always recommend protecting the lower back by bending the knees a little. Okay, unless you know that you've got really strong stretchy hamstrings. Because otherwise you just can put enormous amount of strain on the lower back discs here, which you're going to go, no, please don't. Okay, you can rub the backs of the legs as you're there. You'll find this exercise harder to do in the morning, easier to do at night. Okay, and then let's come down into a low squat, pressing the belly against the thighs, so like so. And my feet are sort of hip width apart, facing the front. But you can also do this pose trying to get the the colon ascending and ascending and descending here. I'm opening out a little and going down quite low. And you can do a little bouncing action. Now, some people can't have their heels on the floor, though. Achilles tendons are very tight, so you can put the heels on a block to do this squat. But that bouncing action will help pressure into that digestive area. And then widen out the feet a bit more. And when I'm talking about a block for the heels, you simply mean, making yourself comfortable if your heels don't touch the floor by putting a block there. 1 block, 2 blocks, whatever you need. And then getting the knees wide. Can you see really opening out in the groin with the elbows pushing, bringing the hands into namaste. Okay, and then again, you can do a kind of little bouncy action. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. You can even move from side to side. I think I'm going to call this the happy frog. Lovely. And then bring the arms up. Okay, happy frog. So this pose is actually the natural pose, the way that the bowel is designed for the process of elimination. I hope you like how politely I put that. So Western toilets with a seat so that there's a right angle behind the knees, that's not a good pose. Makes it much more difficult. So one of the tricks in the yoga world that people do is they actually buy squat toilets like they have in India for their homes, but that's not maybe not where you wish to go. But the other option is so that when you sit on a toilet, your own toilet, you actually have, the stools they put for little kids to learn to use the toilet to step up onto. You can get slightly higher ones of those so that when you sit on the toilet, say, let's demonstrate best I can here very quickly. So when you sit on the toilet, normally you've got this right angle here, but the stools bring your legs up. So it's like you're going into a squat. So there's no weight through the knees or anything. The stool is lifting them up, but you end up in a much more sensible elimination position of a deep squat. Okay, so that's that for today. If you wanted to add more to it, I would add some twists, especially in this pose from side to side. Okay, just be careful of your knee joint. And a bit of a wriggle. And thank you.